Hi guys, I'm gonna back my light up just a little bit. It seems a little bright here. All right, so I am getting ready to go to a winter guard competition. Sarah's winter guard is competing here locally at one of the high schools, but we're leaving in about an hour, so I figured, you know what, I'll go on here and get my makeup done and run through kind of what I've learned how to do over the last year. You know, it's kind of intimidating sometimes to try to figure out how to do this stuff, but I'm finding that I just practice, and I keep getting better and better at it. So hopefully maybe I'll teach you guys something as I'm learning, and I guess that's the whole point of this, is for me to kind of help you guys learn how to do this stuff too. Let's see. If you would, if you're watching live, drop a 1 in the comments so that I know you're here while I'm doing it. And if you would, share it, so just so that I can share with other people and maybe you know, show them about my products and what I do. So I am going to go ahead and start. I've already done my skincare. I washed my face. I put on, I've actually been using a lot of Nangai oil lately because I'm having some really dry patches right here. And the Nangai oil really helps that. I can show you what that looks like. It's a little oil that, and it's it doesn't clog your pores or anything like that, but it makes your skin super smooth. And you can see I'm a little shiny, but it's a good shine because usually it's really dry and flaky right there. So Nangai oil is great for that. So I've been using that a lot lately. And let's see. So I use Nangai oil, I use Climate Control. Climate Control, oh my God, y'all, that is like the best. Sorry, somebody just knocked on our door. So that's like the best product. It's along with the Nangai oil, it's like a big drink of water for your skin. So absolutely love Climate Control. I use, let's see. I use Lip Volumizer, because I have very thin lips, so the lip volumizer gives me a little bit more to my lips, so that when I put my lipsticks on, you'll see how much more I've gotten with that. And I use Lash Extend on my lashes, and I actually just use them on the outer, because the inner ones I really don't want to get too long. And so that's pretty much what I use. I'm doing a live. And then I use my moisturizer. So it depends on if I'm in the evening, I use my nighttime moisturizer. If I use my, if it's morning, I use my daytime moisturizer. So today, obviously, I use my daytime moisturizer. So, let's see, I'm gonna turn this down just a touch here. There we go, it's a little bit better. So, what I'm going to start with is my silk, and I'm actually like down to nothing in my silk. Let me see if I'm going to get anything out of this. So the little bit I got out of it, I'm just going to use on my nose real quick. And what silk does is it's a pore minimizer and wrinkle reducer. So I use that little bit on my nose. Thankfully I have a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and open that one. And let's see. And I'm going to put that on my forehead, and you always want to put it on and go in a downward motion with it. And it's just going to give you a nice smooth palette to start working on. And you can really see it on your cheeks once it's dry and I let it soak in. You can really see in your cheeks, it's a really nice smooth surface to work with your foundation on once you have that on. So I love it. Before I put it underneath my eyes, I'm going to put a little dark circle treatment on my eyes before I put it underneath there. So let's see. So this is dark circle treatment. It's a wonderful product. If you use it daily, and what I do is I put a little bit underneath for these dark circles, And then I just touch what I don't put on my what comes, you know, what's still on my finger, and I go up on my eyelid and just touch it on my eyelid a little bit to try to work some of that color away. My other eye. And you always want to let this stuff dry for just a couple minutes just to kind of work down into the skin. And what's great about all this stuff is, yes, it's cosmetics, but it's got all this wonderful, let me turn that down a little bit. It's got all this wonderful Cineplex complex in it, which helps your skin, and it goes down deep into your skin to help those cells renew and come up to the surface faster. So anything that's a cream product in our cosmetics line is fantastic for that. So let me put a little bit underneath my eyes just to kind of fill those lines in. Get that nice smooth surface that I want to work with. So I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. And what I do is, once I do that, I've started using because it's so dry outside, I started using the tinted moisturizer before I put my foundation on, just because, you know, because of that extra dryness in the air, and my skin's been really, really dry. So I'm gonna, since the rest of it's dried, except for under my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my tinted moisturizer on. And I'm just putting this on with my fingers because it is a moisturizer. It's got a little bit of color to it, so it'll help with some color correction. It is called Color Correcting Tinted Moisturizer. So it'll give me a little bit of color correction. As you can see, my nose is really red. I've got some redness on my cheeks. And it'll help to kind of correct some of that as I put it on. You can see it's already starting to kind of cover that stuff up. I don't put it on my eyelids because I do plan to put eyeshadow on. So I don't want to put that on my eyelids because moisturizer tends to make that stuff kind of, you know, makes your eyelids kind of greasy, and it'll crease and slide off, and we don't want all that. So even though it's good stuff, you know, the Shadow Sense is really good. I don't know if it can fight that. So we're gonna go ahead and just leave it off my eyelids and put this on the rest of my skin. And then just bring it down my neck a little bit. All right, and again, if you're watching, if you would just go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments to let me know that you're here live. And if you're watching the replay, then just drop me a 2 or put replay in there so that I know when you got to see it. All right, so now I have my tinted moisturizer on, and this light is still really bright. All right, so I've got my moisturizer on now, and I am ready to let that sit for a minute. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix my foundation. Now, when I say mix, I don't mean like I'm mixing colors or anything like that. What I do is I have a little palette, and I'm taking my foundation, and I use the Make Sense Advanced Anti-Aging, and it's got a little bit of oomph for us that, you know, need that little bit of oomph for our skin for anti-aging. I use porcelain because I am on the fair side. So I use porcelain, and what I do is I use a full pump and then a little bit extra just to make sure I have enough. And then what I do is, because I have this redness, especially on my nose, you can really see it, I put a little bit of my green concealer in it to mix with that. I don't like to use the green directly on my face. I do like to mix it though, because I like the way it covers the green. And I just do, you know, just a little shot of it. I'll show you what it looks like. So it looks like that. It's just the foundation with a little bit of green. And then every now and then, if I decide to, I like to put a little pearlizer in it, and I don't know if you can tell how shiny that pearlizer is. And it is a foundation as well, and I'm using the Advanced Anti-Aging Pearlizer, and that's what it's called, is pearlizer. I don't know if you can really read these, but it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, almost like a highlight. So I usually do maybe half a pump, quarter to half a pump along with it. And then I take the end of one of my brushes, and this is my little mascara brow and eyelash brush, and I just take the end of it and I mix it all together. And it comes out just a foundation color, because the pearlizer doesn't change the color of it. It just, when you put it on, gives a little sheen to your foundation, and it's not like your whole face is highlighted kind of sheen. It's just a dewy look. It gives you a little dewy look, which I kind of like. So let me show you what this looks like all mixed up on my palette. So you can see, I mean, it's just a foundation color. And I take this little end and I go like this and wipe it on my face. And then I take my flat brush, my flat kabuki style brush, and I use that just to stipple it on. And I have a mirror over here to the side. Ooh, it's very bright. That I'm going to use to put this foundation on. I'm going to turn this light down just a touch, so it's not quite so bright. Just enough to give me some light. So I get a little bit on my brush along with what I've got on my face, and I just start stippling it on, because stippling kind of gives you an airbrush look. So, and then you don't have like the brush strokes, like when you paint, when you rub the brush on, you get those brush strokes, and we don't want to have that. So stipple it on, kind of gives you that airbrushed look, and it presses it down into the skin, which is what you want to do. You want to press that down into the skin. I don't use a beauty blender. I used one time, I think it was last week, or it was the week we were out for snow, and my eyes got really sensitive, and I don't know if it was the beauty blender or if there was something else going on. So I'm kind of leery of going back to using that beauty blender again. So it's sitting here, I'm just not using it. So I actually just use the brush, I just press it in. Let me turn this light off, maybe you'll be able to see better. Ooh, there we go. That's much better. So you can already see the difference with the foundation as to without the foundation. So, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and do this side now. And I just stipple it in, just press it into the skin. So one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about lately is I've been doing Senegence. I've been selling Senegence products for about a year now, a little over a year now. I was a year January 8th. I've tried a lot of new products since I started with them. And I was kind of thinking, you know, why am I doing this? Why do I do this? And honestly have to say, yeah, I probably started it because I thought, you know, oh, I'll make some extra money, and I did. I didn't do horrible for the year. I'm just getting ready to get my taxes done, and I didn't do bad. We didn't, you know, do awful. I didn't lose money, so that's a good thing. So I kind of started thinking, okay, yeah, I made a little bit of money, so it's not like I'm, you know, banging the doors down to, you know, quit my job or anything like that. So why? And you know what I've discovered is I've discovered a line of products that I really like. And because before I was just wearing a bunch of different kind of stuff, and it, you know, none of it really went together. None of it really worked together. And I found a line of products that I like seriously every product. I haven't had a product that I dislike yet that I've tried. And it all works together. It all has Seneplex Complex in it. It's all got the skincare built into the product. I will tell you, you know, LipSense, yeah, it's a fantastic product. It's a wow product. But honestly, I think our skincare is probably the best products that we have. My skin is so much better since I started using the Senegence skincare products. And it's they're just really, I can't say enough about the products. I just think they're fantastic products. So I think that's kind of where I am with it now, is it's not so much about selling, just making extra money. It's about telling you guys about these products because they are fantastic products, and sharing them with you, and sharing what I've learned about how to feel better and more confident, because I certainly am more confident than I was a year ago. I never would have gotten on here and done a live to put my makeup on. That never would have happened a year ago. Never. So definitely have gotten more confidence. And, you know, and I think my husband even said that too. He's like, definitely sees a difference in me from a year ago to now. So that's one thing I have to be thankful for, that, you know, thankful that Wendy showed me this stuff. Wendy McCoy, shout out for Wendy, you know, for showing me these products and showing me, you know, what they can do and how they can make you feel better about yourself. So between the selling and the using of the products, it's really helped me build my confidence. So there we go. You can see difference from then to now. Redness covered up. I don't have to look at all that crazy redness anymore. And it's got a nice smooth surface now that the silk really helps with getting that foundation on. So what I do like to do though is just, you know, take and just kind of pat, make sure if I have any excess product on there, I just pat and get that off. And it kind of helps to continue to press it in, kind of like a beauty blender would. But, you know, I'm just leery of it. I don't know if there's something in that beauty blender that made me react to it. All right, so what I am going to do now is put a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. And I have to be very careful with my eyes because they are kind of, they're kind of old. So I have to be careful what I do underneath my eyes. And that's why I always make sure to use plenty of Nangai oil underneath them and put the Climate Control on them just to give a little bit of extra moisture. Otherwise, stuff tends to settle in those fine lines and wrinkles, and we don't want that. So what I have been doing is putting a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. I just need to, and this is the light concealer that we have, and it's a nice thick formula. It's our newer, it's a relaunch of an old product that we had, but with a new formula. So I'm just trying to get it to squeeze out just a little bit so that I can put it underneath my eye. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my concealer brush and just kind of make sure that I get that patted around underneath my eye. And I'm looking over here in the mirror, so in case you're wondering, I have a mirror over here. All right, and just patting that around, making sure that I have that all moved around and not like stuck in my wrinkles. All right, and then I'm going to do the same over on this side. Sorry, I'm got to hold your mouth a certain way, right? So it's hard to talk. So anyway, yeah, what I was saying, really the confidence is the thing I think I've probably gained the most from doing this. And I think that's probably the thing that I appreciate the most. Yeah, the little bit extra money's been nice. Of course, most of my money that I've reinvested into product and having product on hand to sell. So, but it's been an experience. It's been a nice ride, and I've really enjoyed it. And, you know, most of all, I think the friends that I've made some really good friends, and I've really enjoyed meeting all these wonderful ladies. And I'm actually really excited because I'm going to our conference in April. So our seminar, what they call it, seminar. So I'm really excited about that. So I do have a little bit of setting powder, or they call it's Mineral Veil, that I'm going to go ahead and put underneath my eyes. I'm not baking. I don't do that. I just like to put a little bit of powder underneath there to just kind of set that in place. So you can see how that works. So I'm looking forward to the day that SeneGence has something like this, a product like this. I'm not a fan of the translucent powder for underneath my eyes like this. This is actually a non-colored powder, so it kind of sets it without giving it a color. So that's pretty much all the powder I wear. Powder tends to, especially on dry skin, it tends to show the dry skin. So I don't do much with with powder on my face. What I will do first though is I will show you, this is one of the products that I do use, and it's called Silver Rose, and it's a translucid powder. It's a loose powder. You can see it in there. It's got a pinkish color to it. It's got a little sparkle. But what's neat about it is it has this little brush attached to it, and the product actually comes through the brush. So what you do is you close it up, you pound it on the desk, and it doesn't take much. It takes a lot to get it started, but once you have it started, you can see it's in the end of the brush there. And then I just like to use it as a blush. So I run it back here to about halfway down my cheek. And this is what I use for blush. I mean, I have other blushes and I use it sometimes, but I just like this one. I like the sparkle. And then I just take a little powder brush and spread it around. And that's my blush. The other thing I like to do is I like to take, this one is the same type of product, but it's a bronzer. So it's got a little bit of brown color to it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Give it a little pound. You can see it's got the bronzer in the back. So just give it a little color up here on my forehead. And then I run a little bit underneath my cheek, right along the bottom of my cheekbone. Do the same thing, give a little contour without actually doing contour, and then just give that a little brush with my powder brush. And I've got some color now. So that's what I do for my cheeks and my face. Now my eyes, I'm gonna have to do these in the mirror, obviously, but that's what I'm gonna do now. Now, I am a cheater when it comes to brows. I don't use a brush. I'm a cheater, like I said. So what I do is I take my little spoolie that I have, and I don't use any product on this spoolie just to kind of keep it clean. I have disposable spoolies that I use to put product on, but I do give them a good brushing. You know, make sure they're going in the direction that I want them to go, and that right there is enough to help them. But then I also take Mocha Java. Now, I've tried a lot of different combinations, and I guess it just depends on where my color is. Right now, my color's not too great. You can see. So it's a little lighter. When I go and get my hair done, it'll be a little bit darker along the root, so I'll probably mix Mocha Java with a little bit of Garnet. But for today, I'm just going to do a little bit of Mocha Java. And like I said, I'm going to cheat, because I just like to do this quickly. But I take my Mocha Java Shadow Sense, I wipe off the excess, and I just start about the middle, and I run it in my brow, not on my skin so much, but in my brow. And I just put a little bit, you know, and I run the direction that the hair's running so that I'm not, you know, it's not gonna look too funky. And I just run it along there, and you can see the difference just before I've even mixed it. So then I take my little spoolie, my disposable spoolie. Watch, I can't find it now. Oh, here it is. So I'll take my disposable spoolie and I run that through my eyebrow. So it's not on my skin, it's actually on the hairs in my brow, and you can see how just that little bit of Mocha Java has given it some definition, and it makes it kind of stand out. Because your brows, you definitely want to do something with your brows, clean them up, you know, give them a nice shape, because that frames your face. So, and you can see over here is before, over here's after. And it's just, all it took was just a little bit of Mocha Java. And I'm not talking about something that's really dark. I mean, it's just kind of a taupey color, but it's given some definition to my brows. So I really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my other one. And again, I just run it right along the bottom to the end of my brow. Make sure I'm going the right, got my doe foot the right way. And run it, like I said, the direction that the hair goes, so that you're not getting it down deep onto your skin, because I really don't want it on my skin. I really want it on the hairs. So here we go. And then let me give that a little brushing. And, you know, if you're worried about it, you can always start with just a little bit and then go from there. This one seems like I need to do just a touch more at the beginning. Sarah always fusses at me because I tend to overdo. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to this end. Seems like it needs a little more. She says I make them too dark, but yeah, that one's much better. So, all right, and then I just brush it through. So I go up and over, up and over. And then that's my brow. So that's it, simple as that. I try to keep it easy. So that's what I do for my brows. So the next step for me would be to give me an all over base for my eyeshadow. And what that does at the same time is it actually gives me a nice defined line underneath my brows so that, you know, sometimes we haven't plucked or whatever, there's a few stray hairs there. It actually will cover that up. So I'm actually going to do a suggestion that somebody did for me in a video that I watched last week. I'm going to mix, and I'm going to use Shadow Sense, but I'm going to mix Pink Frost with Sandstone Pearl. And usually I just use Sandstone Pearl, but I'm going to go a little bit more pink this time. So I'm just going to go and mix that with 50-50 white, or I'm going to go with Pink Frost, right? Oh no, that's Whisper Pink. I don't want Whisper Pink. I want Pink Frost. So Pink Frost, which is a little bit pinker, and I mix that with the Sandstone Pearl to give me an all over base. All right, so, all right, let me find something to mix that with. And then this is my brush that I use to put my all over base on. So, and this is an old brush. I'm just taking the extra product off. So let me mix these colors. So that's the kind of color it gave. So I'm going to just take this off, and I'm just going to run this right along the bottom of my brow just to give it some shape. Okay. And then just take a little touch, add to all over my eye. So you can see the difference already. See how it's got some discoloration and stuff on the eye before. And what this does is it kind of tones all that discoloration down and gives you a nice neutral palette to start with when you start doing your eyeshadow. All right, so let me go ahead and do my other eye. Okay, so I got my nice line done underneath my brow. Okay, and I've got my base now done for my eyeshadow. Okay, so you can see I've got a nice neutral base now for my eyeshadows. So I am actually going to go with some neutral colors today. So I'm actually going to start with, I think I'm going to start with, let's see, trying to decide if I want to do Mocha Java or Mulberry. So I'm wearing dark green, and I did kind of a pink frost on my eye. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with Mulberry, which is a nice, pretty kind of neutral pink. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I actually just use an angled shadow brush. Let me get my product off of here. I still got a little bit of denim on there, so I haven't washed my brushes yet for the week. So I have a little bag that I actually wipe my brushes on that gets the product off. You can see it's just a little, it's got a little texture, so it takes all the product off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my mulberry on, and we're going to start on this side today since you'll be able to see better. And I just take it on the outside corner of my eye and pat it on. And it's not it's not measured or anything like that. And then I take my angled brush and I just start patting. And as I pat, I'm actually moving the product towards my inner eye. And you can see that as I pat, it's not making that color disappear. And that's one of the problems I was having when I first started, was that as I was doing it, I was actually rubbing the product. And what I'm doing now is kind of stippling, and it actually moves the product without making it disappear. Now, Shadow Sense is a cream to powder product. So you definitely want to move the product while it's still wet. Once it dries down, it stays. So, as you can see, I've got that product all moved around on my eyelid. You can see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is take my blending brush before it dries down too much, and I'm going to blend it just a little bit on the top, because you see how it's got that harsh line right there. I don't want to have any harsh lines. So I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to hold it. Excuse me, this is one of the things I've learned. I'm going to hold it at the end, and I'm just going to lightly run it back and forth and in circles across that line. And that's what helps to dissipate that harsh line. Okay, and then I just go back and forth, run a little bit of circles, and eventually it blends and blends until you no longer have it's almost like an ombre look rather than a nice harsh line, which is what we don't want. We don't want a harsh line. We want a nice little ombre look. So you can see that harsh line has kind of gone away, which is what we want. So we're going to work on the other eye now. And I usually take mine up a little bit higher because I do have hooded eyes. So that hood tends to come down. So I take my color up just a little bit higher. This is my transition color. I take it up just a little bit higher so that it kind of darkens it and makes that hood kind of recede back a little bit. I don't usually put, I'll put something light over my eyelid so that it makes my eyelid kind of pop out, which is what I want. I want that eyelid to pop out and the hood to kind of recede. So that's what I'll do last, is put that little pop of light on my eyelid. So let me go ahead and put my mulberry on this eye. So you can see we've got some on that outer corner. So I'm going to take my angled brush again and just start stippling. Stipple, stipple, stipple. Not rub, we're not rubbing, we're stippling. And that's one of the things I've learned about preserving that color, is stippling it rather than rubbing it. All right, so you can see where I've got that color now, and I'm going to take that blending brush back again at the end and just run. Actually, I'm going to rub this real quick because I don't want that color coming down, because that actually makes your eye droop. And so I'm going to take my blending brush and just blend, 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 and then blend some more. That's all it is in eyeshadow, is blending, blending, blending. Never want to see harsh lines on your, unless you're actually meant to be like a cut crease or something like that. You definitely don't want to see any harsh lines. So blend, blend, blend. And it's taken me a while to figure that out. And Sarah going, yeah, you need to blend that a little more. So she's been a big help with learning how to do this stuff. So, and I've also noticed that as I've learned it, because, you know, my eyes are kind of straight across. They don't go up, they don't go down. So the way I've learned how to do it, it's actually making my eyes lift up, which is kind of what you want to do when you're doing your eyeshadow. So that's it for Mulberry. Beautiful base color. I love this for a transition color. That one and Mocha Java are really nice transition colors. All right, so I think what I'm going to do for my outer corner is I think I'm going to do garnet, which is kind of a, I don't want to say it's brown, but it's a reddish brown. So it really goes well with mulberry, and it's a darker color, so it's definitely good for your outer contour, but it's a little bit goes a long way. So you definitely want to start small. I do just a little touch on my outer eyelid, and I do the same thing. I stipple it with, and I usually use my same brush because I've already got the mulberry on it. And I take it and I just stipple and just kind of spread that garnet out a little bit. I don't want to go up on my eyelid with it, but I want to have it on my outer corner so that I'm contouring with it. And I know you're not supposed to pull, but my eyes don't cooperate like younger people's eyes, so I have to pull on it just a touch to get that to spread out. So you can see where I've gotten a little bit of color. So I usually go over it a second time with a little bit more, because like I said, start with a little bit because you can always add more. So I give just a little bit more. And I always do one eye, and then I let that one set, and then I go do the other eye, and then when I come back to add another color, my eye will be all dry and ready to go and ready to accept that next color. So, all right, so I've got my color on there. So I want to do the same thing like I did with the mulberry. I don't want any harsh lines, so I want to go ahead and take my blending brush, and I want to first get rid of this, move that color up, and then I want to take my blending brush. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to blend, blend, blend. Even on my eyelid, I want to blend that color. But you always want to hold at the end of your brush, because when you're blending, you don't want that color to disappear. The closer you hold it to the brush, the harder you are going to brush that, and it's going to make that color disappear. You want to hold it at the end because you'll have a lighter touch with it. So it actually helps it to blend better without that color disappearing. So I blend, blend, blend. So, and I will come back and blend a little bit more once I put my lighter color on too, because we want to make sure that that's blended together. So that's where I am so far. We may come back and add a little bit more to it. We'll see. So I'm going to move to this eye now, and I'm going to do my little bit of garnet on this eye. Okay. And I'm going to go back to my angled brush. And I'm going to stipple and move product. Stipple and move. Stipple and move. Sounds funny. Stipple and move. So, but I definitely want to keep it a little bit lower, because if I move it too high, I want to keep it more in my natural crease. Because if I move it too high, then it's not quite gonna look as good as if it, it's gonna be more of a transition color than a contour, and I'm looking more for contour. So, all right, I think I might have done good on the color, that one. Let me go ahead and get my line. Okay, I think they're matched pretty well. I think I did pretty good. So let me go ahead and blend just to make sure. Blend, blend, blend. And I'm going to tell you, it seems intimidating to do this, but honestly, all I've done to learn how to do this is watch videos, and I've talked to Sarah, and Sarah does this all the time, and she's gotten really good at it, so she's helped me a lot, but she's learned it from watching videos. So honestly, watching videos is where it's at. YouTube, it's a wonderful thing. Love YouTube. I actually have a YouTube channel. I'll probably put this video on my YouTube channel because my eyeshadow is looking pretty good. All right, so I think my garnet is pretty even on both sides, and I don't want to overdo it. So I think I'm just gonna leave it where it is. So, all right, so that is garnet. I put that on my outer corner, and you can see how it looks. You can still see the mulberry a little bit, but it's just layered some colors, given just some dimension. We will be revisiting garnet here in just a few minutes. But since I did the mulberry, I think on the inner part of my corner, I'm gonna go ahead and do pink opal shimmer. So we always hear being older that we shouldn't wear glittery colors, we shouldn't wear shimmer. I don't agree. I think if you like shimmer, wear shimmer. You just have to be careful where you place it based on what your eye shape is. With me having a hooded eye, the last thing I want to do is put shimmer on my hood, because that just goes, pow, look at that hood, and that's what we want to hide. So I put the garnet in that area that makes that recede, and then what I do is I want my eyelids to pop out. So I actually put my shimmer on the inside of my eyelid, and it makes my eyelids come out more. So let me go ahead and put my shimmer on. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this. I put a little bit more product on with the shimmer because it's a lighter product and it does tend to disappear a little bit more. But you can see already how that really makes my eyelid pop compared to the darker colors. So I'm just gonna run my blending brush over the top line of that to make that kind of blend in. And then I'm gonna run it where, I'm gonna blend where the light color and the dark color meet, so that it creates that airbrushed or that ombre effect where the two colors meet. And you can see you don't want to have any harsh lines where those two colors meet. So little circles, just blend, blend, blend to get rid of that line where the two meet. Blend, blend, blend. That's my motto, my mantra now when I'm doing my eye makeup. Blend, blend, blend. So you can see that line is gone. Then I like to come back and add just a little touch more just to make sure it's bright. Because I've already blended, so it won't take much to actually get that blended. So you can see I got that top blended and then the bottom. And you can see, so it kind of, see how the difference? It makes my eyelid really stand out compared to over here where it's just kind of blended in with my hood. So that light color brings my eyelid to the front and brings attention there, which is what I want. I want to make that hood recede back. So go ahead and do this one. And I've learned all of this just from watching videos. Lots of videos on hooded eyes. Lots, lots, lots. All right, so I'm blending at the top, blending where they meet. If you're watching live, if you would share it for me, I'd really appreciate it. Let people know what I'm doing and share it with everybody. All right, and I'm just gonna touch up that color one more time. I'll have to take a picture of Sarah's makeup that she's got today. They're doing a smoky eye for their competition. So they have a black smoky eye, and then they're doing gold. It's like a halo eye that they're doing. And a halo eye just means that you have the darker color both on the outer corner and the inner corner, and then you do your light color right in the center of your eye. And it's really cool looking. I don't think I've ever done a smoky eye, like with black. I don't know that I could. I don't know, I think I would look weird. So let's see. I'll make sure I got that blended good. So I think I might need to add a little bit more to this side, this other side, just to have it even. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, so the only other thing that I will do, let me find one of my little brushes here, is I will put the color on my eyebrow for my highlight. So I don't like to put it directly on, so I'll use a little brush. I have a little thin brush that I use, and I'll just run it right along the top of my eyebrow, or the bottom of my eyebrow, I should say. and run that along there just for a little bit of highlight. And then you can always take your blending brush and run that through there too, just to make sure that's all nice and blended. Same thing on my other eye. Just to give a little bit of pop up there, a little bit of shine. I feel like that needs some more. There we go. Okay, and then blend, blend, blend. Okay. All right, so my eyeshadow is done. So what I'm gonna do now is work on eyeliner. So what I usually do is I'll take the Garnet. Well, I used to wear Onyx every day, but I've recently discovered Garnet. And for my eye color and just for, you know, the makeup that I'm wearing, I think the Garnet actually is a better color for eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is, usually I would use the applicator, turn it upside down. You can see how it's shaped. Here, let me scrape some product off. You can see it's a doe foot, what they call a doe foot applicator. So you can see it tapers down. And usually what I'll do is I'll turn it upside down and just do it directly on. But I think what I'm going to do is use a little eyeliner brush. And I'm going to try to get a tight line on my upper so that I don't have quite such a thick line of eyeliner. So let me find my eyeliner brush here real quick. There we go. So I have just a thin little eyeliner brush. It's a little silver one that I have, and it's angled, and it's very thin. And I like to use this one to do my eyeliner. Because I can get a nice tight line on my eyeliner. And again, I know you're not supposed to pull on your eye, but these eyes just do not cooperate. So I do tend to pull my eye up just a little bit to get that line done nice and tight. So sometimes I start in the center, it just depends. But since I'm doing this eye first, I do tend to start all the way at the end, the outer corner, and pull it towards the center. And you can see where I've got that just a little bit. And then I get a little more product and then start pulling it. I like to use my really magnified mirror too. And it does tend to make a little bit smoother line when you use the brush. And I can get a little bit tighter to my eyelashes that way too. So there, I've got my top one done. There's no eyeliner and there's eyeliner. So the other thing I'll do is I'll run a little bit on the bottom, maybe about a third of the way across the bottom, and then I smudge it out. I don't leave it really sharp. I like to have kind of a smudgy look to it. So you can see just a little bit of a smudge look, and it just kind of finishes it off. So, finished? Not finished. So, let's see. Finish this other eye. I'm going to go in my really close-up mirror here. So you can't really, I like to do it in my close-up mirror, so yeah, I can't get it over here so I can see, and you're able to see too. So, sorry. Okay, I got the outside done. Just need to work towards the inside. Turn the right way. So I've got that one done now, and then I'm going to run that little smudge underneath my eye. I like to run it from the outside corner towards the center. It just gives me a little bit. Okay, and there we go. So there is my eyeliner. And that is my finished eye, other than we need to do mascara. So let's see. I love our mascara. My biggest problem with mascara has always been clumps. I cannot stand clumpy mascara. I don't like it. You know, if you've got nice long eyelashes and they are clumpy, I just don't think that's very pretty. So you can have the longest eyelashes in the world, but if they're all clumpy and they've got mascara all over them, I just don't think that's attractive. But that's just my opinion. So my issue with my eyelashes is I have nice long eyelashes because I use the Lash Extend. The problem I have with my lashes is they want to stick straight out. They don't want to curl. I have tried every curler out there. They do not work. The only time they work is when heat's involved. So I found this little gadget. This is the next best thing since sliced bread. So all you gotta do, turn this puppy on. It's got a little light that tells you it's on. And if you look right here, this little silicone band is red. When it's ready, it turns white. It's a heated eyelash curler. Fantastic. It costs like 12 bucks. I mean, seriously. I'm on my second set of batteries with it. I got it right around Christmas time. I don't care how many batteries it takes. It works. Sarah loves it too. And hers curl just fine. So I'm going to turn that on and let that sit and get warmed up. But I am going to go ahead and put some mascara on while I wait for that to heat up. Yes, you probably shouldn't curl your lashes with mascara on it, but I like it better that way. So, and I just clean the silicone pad off when I'm done. So I am going to, this is a relatively new bottle of mascara, so I have to clean a lot of the stuff off the end. So I start on the inside and I just wiggle them back and forth and pull up. Wiggle, pull up. Wiggle, pull up. I try and try and try to get it to go up. They don't, but I still try. You never know. Maybe one day they'll do it and stay. One can hope. We can dream. All right, so I do the same thing. Wiggle, pull up. Wiggle, pull up. So you can see how long my lashes actually are. It's unfortunate that they will not curl. Oops, I think I just touched myself. I did. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that they don't curl, and I can't show off how long they are. So I'll have to curl, and I really even don't like the way they curl with the eyelash curlers, because they never seem to catch all the eyelashes, and I don't like it. But nonetheless, so I'm going to go ahead in my close-up mirror and do my bottom lashes. Okay, here's my bottom lashes. So I've done the top. I'll try to get a little closer so you can see them. But you can see how long they are. And it's so discouraging to know how long they are and not be able to show them off and not have them up here. Like Sarah's lashes, oh my gosh, they're just freaking gorgeous. And I want her lashes, and she must have got them from her dad because she didn't get them from me. And Emily's the same way. Hers curl up nicely and they look so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my second eye. Same thing. Go in at the very base, squiggle and pull up. Squiggle back and forth, pull up. Back and forth, pull up. And again, you can really see how long my lashes have gotten. And I will tell you, when I started using Lash Extend, my lashes were next to nothing. They did not exist. So the Lash Extend does work. You know, it takes a little time for it to work, but it does work. And then Let me get on this outside corner, get in there, squiggle and pull up. I don't do the tops because, I don't know, it just doesn't, it seems like whenever I do it, I get it all over my eyelid, and I just don't. I don't fight with it, especially since I'm gonna curl them, and hopefully they'll curl and stay nice. All right, bottom lashes. And I'm not really I'm more of a one coat mascara kind of girl. I don't wear multiple coats of mascara, and I wear black. I don't wear brown mascara, I wear black mascara. My eyelashes are probably closer to brown, but I like the way the black looks. All right, so this eye is probably dry, and I will tell you this mascara is waterproof, and I do mean waterproof. When my brand new car got wrecked last year because an ambulance hit it, I was crying and my mascara did not come off. So it works. So let me show you my curler. Remember the little red silicone pad? Look, and I'm touching it. It's not that hot. So that is clear now. That means it's ready to go. So I know it looks like it's just a little narrow place that you put your eyelashes in, but it is, but it works. So I'm just kind of clearing. It looks like Sarah used it and didn't take the mascara off. So I'm just cleaning that up a little bit. So you can see how that's clear now. So what I'm going to do is I have to do this in the close-up mirror, but once I get it on, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so, I think I just blinked and took my eyelashes out. All right, so I have my eyelashes in, and then there's this little place where your thumb goes that you just press up, and you can see my eyelashes there. And then you hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. Okay, and this, you can see, I've got some curl to my lashes. So I'm probably going to do it again and come out a little further with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you can see how it's curled my lashes. And I'll have to take my little brush to it, but you can actually see my eyelashes now. This thing's amazing. That non-heat one would never curl my lashes like that. And if it did, if I used it after I put mascara on it, it would be yanking all my lashes out. This does not. I think that's the silicone that keeps it from actually sticking. So I'm going to try and do the side over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see how it curls my eyelashes. It's a beautiful thing. Love this thing. Best $12 I ever spent. All right, Amazon. And what I'll do is I'll put the link in the comments. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the comments so that you can find it on Amazon. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye. I should get an affiliate for that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can see, look at that curl. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at those lashes in there. That's crazy. I never had lashes like that. All right. Got my curl going on. So look at that. Look at that curl. I may have to do a little bit more mascara just to kind of hold that in place. I don't like to do it, but okay. So look at that. I have curled lashes. All right. So the only, and then make sure you turn it off, otherwise it'll use up all your battery. All right. So the only other thing I have is lip scents, and I haven't even decided on a color yet. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with something a little bit on the pink side. Let's see. I don't want to go too overly pink. Let's see what we got here. There's always caramel apple and fire and ice. Dark pink. Caramel apple diamond. Let's see. Bella. Let's see. We'll just pull out here fire and ice. What is this one? Glandol. We'll pull out fire and ice. We'll pull out caramel apple. I need to find my violet. Ooh, roseberry. Roseberry might be pretty. Ooh, Sassy Z. So I've got some pinks here. I'm trying to see what I think would be best. Let me shake them. Let's see. Man, it stinks because I always lean towards the same colors. All right, I'm thinking this one's probably gonna be too dark. What is this one? Roseberry. Yep, it's gonna be too dark. Let's see. There's always Sassy. I could line it with something. I know Sarah likes Sassy Z. Let's see. I could do Sassy Z and line it with fire and ice. Maybe we'll do that. Line Sassy Z with fire and ice. So, I've already cleaned my lips. Should always have nice clean lips before you start. All right, so what I'm going to do, LipSense has the same applicator that, sorry, I'm looking at my time. Oh yeah, we got to get going. It has the same applicator as the other products. So it has that little doe foot. And I think my doe foot might be jacked up on this one. Yes, it is. So we'll see what I can do with this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to line my lips with fire and ice. I've turned the applicator upside down and I'm going to try to line my lips with it. Okay, I've got one side done. Okay, so I've done my top lip. Now I'm going to do my bottom lip. Okay. Emily. Hey, Emily. Okay, well, you guys need to get ready. Tell Drew. Sorry, we're getting ready to go. So I need children to get ready. All right, so I'm going to go back and do another layer of the lining. So there's top. And bottom. All right, I think I'm just going to do the two for the liner. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to fill it in with Sassy Z. I think I'm gonna do my sides a little bit heavier with the Fire and Ice. Almost like an ombre look. So you can kind of see, I filled in my lip all the way to about here and here. Kind of an ombre look for the Sassy Z. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill that in with the Sassy Z. Okay, this top. There's one layer. Alright. And I'm just cleaning the tip off because I want to have as little on there as possible. You always want to do as thin a layers as you can get. And then second layer. Trying to decide if I need a third layer. I guess I better put it just to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to do a third layer of Sassy Z. There is my third layer of Sassy Z. And then I'm going to, let's see, what kind of gloss should I use? See what I have here with me. I have Bougainvillea, Orchid, Matte, or Silver Glitter. I don't want to do glitter. So I think maybe we'll do Orchid because it has a nice pink color to it. So this is Orchid Gloss. It's a really pretty purpley pink. So, no, I don't want to do Bougainvillea, it's red. So we're gonna go ahead and do Orchid. So there we are with Orchid Gloss. And you can see, I think I've posted pictures before of what my lips were like before when I started. My bottom lip definitely was not this size. So you can see, my lips have definitely show more product now than when I first started. So that is my look. So just to give you guys an idea, here's what my eye look ended up with between the eyeliner and the mascara. And then I've got, I lined my lips with Fire and Ice, 2 layers, and then I did 3 layers of Sassy Z, and then topped with Orchid Gloss. If you have any questions about any of the products or you want information about the products, let me know. And I can't get off of here without letting you guys know the fabulous deal that's going on for January. There's only a few days left. It costs $55 to sign up for a wholesale membership, which gets you a discount of 20 to 50% off. Plus, there's no monthly minimums that you have to buy. The only thing you have to do is buy $200 worth of retail products every 6 months. and that's the only requirement for you. But this month only, until through January 31st, when you sign up and you pay your $55, you get $55 worth of product credit for free. So basically, you sign up paying $55 and you get that $55 in product for free. So, great deal. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's like signing up for free, or you get a free collection. Because $55 is what a color, a gloss, and a oops remover costs. So you get a free collection for signing up. Can't beat that. Free products right off the bat, plus your discount. I mean, come on. It's a great deal. Today's the 27th, and it's good through the 31st. So let me know if you're interested, and I'd be happy to help you get signed up. If you're interested and you want to see any of the products, check out my website, kissablecolors.com with K's, KISSABLE, KOLORS.com. Kissable Colors. I'll put the link in the comments, and you can check out my products. And as always, you guys have a fabulous day, and thank you for hanging out with me.